welcome back only for the plotline. Today we are hopping on the obsession train. I was given a task because I wanted to see this movie and I've never seen the trailers, but I heard like how good it was, So I didn't really want this to be like my thoughts on this video because it's not like really what my channel is about. Twice I may have done it more or less, but those were like speculations on trailers, you know. So I didn't really want to do that for this film, but I didn't watch it hardcore enough to be like, oh, there's a plot hole. Oh, there's an easy plot hole. Some have been easy, like that Primate movie. But I didn't want to just do it like on my thoughts only either. So I have some, and we'll see if it's good enough for you guys. So right away, we are cutting into a close-up of a bear who it turns out is rehearsing what he would want to say to his love interest, Nikki. And he is rehearsing with a waitress who is spending her time listening to his rehearsal while he's also getting advice from his other friend, Ian, who seems to be more lucky with the females and kind of a jerk. But he's gonna listen to his friend instead of the woman for womanly advice. Even he doubts himself while trying to get advice from Ian on what he's going to be doing.
You told me to pour my heart out. Do you know how vulnerable I just got? I underestimated you.
What if you got her something nice?
No, don't get her anything. You gotta be way less sappy with Nikki, okay? She doesn't like that shit. She doesn't.
Flowers, the candy that she said she likes.
Okay. Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
You want me to go?
Yeah, if you want.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm sorry
No.
I made you do that.
No, it's okay, you're okay. It's fun
they
break.
just pretend like...
You're good.
Oh, romance? Teaser. Be playfully mean. Be mean to her. Playfully mean, yeah. But bring up Freaky Nikki. You want me to call her Freaky Nikki? You know she's sensitive about that. Hey, remember when you used to get bullied, everybody called you Freaky Nikki?
Afterwards, we cut into him opening his door and we come upon his dead cat. And I guess this is kind of a sign for those of us that have seen the movie that he shouldn't be taking care of living things. But anyways, so the cat had gotten to some pain pills from his grandmother, some oxycodone. I'm just not sure. So it's been like about a month time since he's been at the house, and he hasn't altered much of her house because we'll see some like hat boxes later in a movie in the bedroom. But I'm not sure why he would have left the oxycodone out in the first place. Even if it was in the medicine cabinet, the cat's not gonna just go in there and get it. And even if it did, it's not gonna get its paws and to open the bottle. Those childproof caps are difficult even for me sometimes, okay? But again, I don't wanna seem like a weakling. I am sick and weak, so it's just impossible to open. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a little harder to open for a cat. Also, the food seems to be a little bit of a mess. So it really makes me think how much he took care of his cat or how well he even cleaned. Because while he's even cleaning, so I guess I answered my own question, he moves the cat body to clean under the carpet of where it was. So then he's just gonna have to clean that spot next where the cat's like body is. I mean, it depends how much of a cleaner he's going to be. At least he's responsible enough to use like one of those face masks. But for me, since the cat was dead there, yeah, I would have washed it there. But that's the first thing that's gonna go in the trash. I'm not gonna move the cat body to clean where the cat's body really wasn't under the carpet. Maybe like the edge of it on the inside, but like a little deeper in. And then you're gonna have to clean on the carpet that you moved it onto as well while you clean the first place.
No.
All right, shortly after that, where he's cleaning up and grieving over his grandmother and the cat, possibly. Phone call comes in, and basically, long story short, she's quitting her job. And I've watched quite a bit of fan theory videos on this movie, so we think probably because it's of Ian, maybe she wasn't liking him anymore and she was moving because of him. We don't know. That's kind of unconfirmed, but still, fan theories are very cool. So the essence of the movie, though, is that she drops her crystal necklace down the drain. Now, I don't wear a lot of jewelry to really know, but if it's gonna be like one of my fancier jewelry, I'm not gonna be doing it over a sink, much less without like a sink stopper. So she drops her thing, and that's what makes him want to go to the shop later to find a replacement for her. So here he goes to the rescue. Also, because of the fan theories, later on as well, she's the crystal symbolizes like protection, and I don't believe in this stuff. I'm just giving it to you. The crystal symbolizes protection, and essentially because she loses that protection, everything goes to crap for her.
Are you okay? Oh shit. Sorry.
So after their trivia night, he's willing to take her home, and she gives him an out. Well, not really an out, but I guess a way in. And he chokes. He bumbles like a buffoon, and he misses out. But if he had said yes, I'm really curious as to what would have happened. Because if she really had friend zoned him, which we find out later, I don't know if she was just going to go along with it. If she maybe would have just let him down easily, but she just like had to confirm, or what would have happened from the yes. But because he said no, he chokes and like instantly regrets it. So then he's gonna mess up more in the movie by the one with Willow. And she doesn't seem like the type of female, even though she admits that there's some things that she could talk to him about, like her novel. I don't see her as the type to just go for it. You know, maybe she's in a bad spot, but she's like, and I don't want to objectify women, but she's really pretty. I'm sure she could get, you know, almost anyone, like if she wanted to, in a sense, and that she didn't just have to settle for Bear.
Do you like me?
What?
Because if you do, now's the time to tell me.
I think we're good friends.
Okay. Good. Good night.
Okay, so because he chokes, he makes the wish. And it's the wording of the wish on what he said. I wish she loved me more than anyone else in the effing world. Now, because of his usage of the words, effing adds, it's kind of like the exclamation point when you're saying something. It's, or really, like, I wouldn't know how to describe this, but like, it's a clear conversation. I wish she loved me more than anyone in the world. That's like this. More than anyone in the effing world, then you're like, going like this. So you're adding a lot of emphasization by using that word. And it's evidenced because the next morning, he finds a shrine to his cat that obsessed Nikki does, and he says, Nikki, that's effed up. And she has no context of that word because of how messed up the wish already was. She says, is that good? She has no idea. She just knows of the word, but she has no idea of the word, if you get what I'm saying.
I wish Mickey Freeman loved me more than anyone in the fucking world.
Oh, no. No, you're supposed to like it. It's a memorial.
No, it's fucked up.
Well, I don't know if it's fucked up to me.
No, it is.
Is that good?
Why would that be?
it's a little harder to see as well. But in that earlier scene where he's making the wish and he's reading the box on what to do, it says to break the stick and make your wish and state it clearly. He states his wish and he doesn't even do that correctly, and then he breaks it. Now, for me, if I'm trying to do something correctly that I think, I'm going to maybe snap the stick first, like as the instructions say, or maybe while the wish is being said. It does not say to do it after. So either I would mess up or he messed up, which I'm not sure if that would even make sense for the wish to still occur. Because if the wish would have had to be made before the stick was broken, and then anything after is kind of moot, I don't know if it would have worked that way, or if it just had to be a little after, a little before type thing. But if it was definitely my first suggestion, then it should not have worked at all. And there we go for the plot lines of the movie. Also on that, it does say that wait up to 24 hours. Now, I could get that. However, every wish that we've seen, it doesn't, I know they talked about some wishes earlier in the movie, at least from what he read online. But every wish we've seen happened immediately. Bear's wish was to make her love him more than anyone. That happened right away. Maybe like a couple seconds because he hadn't left her place yet, but right away. Ian's wish to have $1 billion right then in that second. And then later for the spoiler, again, if you've seen the movie, I'm talking as if you've already seen this movie. And then when he's in the final act, in that scene in the bathtub, whatever he's doing, I don't want to say yet. And it is a little adult themed matter. But when he's trying to unalive himself, she makes the wish and he stops immediately. So my researching for this movie has led me, and well, it was something that was brought to my attention by my partner, was that there's a cat theory out there that a deceased, dead Sandy, the cat from earlier in the film, took over Nikki's body. I really don't find that plausible, but from what I've seen, people believe it because of the way her eyes like sparkled. However, I did rewatch the scene, and her eyes kind of like shine earlier before she was possessed. Well, okay, that's like another thing too. Before the wish, it's actually at the bar, like her eyes like shine in a certain way that also does later in like pitch black. So that's kind of where people are doing it, and where she's watching him sleep and maybe the way she's approaching him. Now, I've had cats before, and I don't know if they really watch me sleep, much less in the corner. I know when she was a kitten, she would sleep on my pillow next to me. That was really cool. But not to just watch me sleep in the corner creepily. And then when she's walking towards him, I don't know of a cat that would walk like that, much less because they walk on all fours. But her walking kind of reminds me of like a T-Rex more than anything.
What are you doing?
All right, this part comes, I have no idea. I think this part comes later or before. I honestly do not remember. But there's a very adult thematic subject matter here. So I can't use the real words on YouTube because they're TOS. So there's that scene where they're at dinner and he finds, Ian calls him to tell him about the fake dad cancer thing. And after all that, he's totally cool with it. And he grapes her. So now we are putting more evil with this guy. And I will fight people that do not say this or that don't agree, because there is apparently a huge online debate on Bear is a villain or was he the victim here. He is clearly the villain in this movie. And not all villains are like mass destruction evil, you know, not like the Joker. You know, they have their own ways to make themselves a villain. Not every villain is bent on world domination. He was the villain of this movie. He raped her. immediately, Sarah could tell that the sandwich smelled bad that obsessed Nikki made for him. And I find that really weird, because if it smelled that bad that someone else would know right away, I'm surprised he didn't. Unless he's that bad of a cook, he honestly has no idea how food is supposed to smell. Or even if he took a bite, which I don't recall, that he didn't taste anything suspicious with it. So that is really weird. Also, why would the dead cat in the cat theory serve her dead body pieces to him? Weird. Not obsessed. Weird.
Wow. Well, what? Has to be small in a hidden location.
Your lips smells weird. Oops.
Jesus, my little food critic. What are you doing? My little food critic.
What's the verdict, cat? What's that mean?
That is so fucking weird.
Okay, so now, because of all his hesitations, I suppose to say, he makes that creepy call to customer service. Well, he makes the call to customer service on the One Wish Willow, not to end the wish or find out much about it. He wants to alter it. And it turns out like the customer service person somehow has a way to be with real Nikki in order to listen to the screaming. And I kind of was thinking, because of it, did this become a demonic movie? So it was making me wonder if I should really be watching this in the first place due to my faith. But I did still go along with it because it was just a question I was brought up. Like, what would be doing this? And I don't feel like that was the case. The director even said it wasn't supposed to be a possession movie, just a wish that becomes true. But it had me thinking, like, he did get the thing like at a witch shop, the apothecary, so it just made me wonder if it was really worth the demonizing of this movie. But so it turns out it's just kind of like, it's this neutralized force or something that's neither good nor bad. It's really based on the person who wields it. And Bear really wasn't that good of a person, so with his end it became evil. And there was one theory that said like there was like another thing that it makes it like multiversal. And so like it had to like find a universe where the Nikki does actually like Bear, and it just took him from that world. So when Ian wished for $1 billion, it took that $1 billion from another universe to give it to him. But I think it could just alter realities. So it's just a force. So it's neither good nor bad. But because real Nikki didn't feel that way, it had to make something from nothing, in a sense, which is going back to the earlier when she doesn't know what she actually did is messed up or not.
So she's just fucked forever?
Well, yeah, I mean, as long as you live.
As long as I live?
I mean, when you die, the wish will go away.
You sure there's nothing else I can do?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you live. Sounds to me like you have a moral obligation to be there for her.
Okay, but wait. She does this thing where she's like freaks out. What is that?
You want to talk to her?
What? Who?
You want to talk to her?
Who is that?
Nikki. You want to speak to her?
So Bear was trying to go to an all boys party with Ian, but it turns out Sarah is there. So obsessed Nikki is gonna go as well. And they're playing like I'm pretty sure it's Jenga. They just don't want to say it's Jenga. With like drinking. I never played the drinking version of it. I don't drink that much. But so it's first off they're playing like with the wrong turns because who knows what the turn order is because the guy switched and then it's suddenly Nikki's turn to do it. But my favorite part of the movie is like all this part right here. So it's her turn and she tells this weird incestual story with Hansel and Gretel. And I think it's supposed to be the novel she's working on. But like the actress sold it for me. I like this. I mean, she was really good during the whole movie, but this is like the scene that did it. Like I like voice work, so hers is really good when she's doing the voices, and it's also referencing. It's hard to catch, but since it's like incestual Hansel and Gretel, it's really possible. And I'm not for sure if it's obsessed Nikki or real Nikki here, or if it was real Nikki's way of speaking through obsessed Nikki. But she friend zoned him, but we don't find that out yet. She friend zoned him, and he is kind of like living out the story because if she had friends on him, she would not have liked him. And they're still doing man-woman things as brother and sister, but not real brother and sister. Just how she saw him, and he's doing these acts, these horrific acts to her.
His face was obscured, but I knew he was looking at my chest, each side stretching, recently matured to different sizes. And so, go lie with me like the old woman told us when we were children, I said. He closed the door and leaned against it.
You're not my wife, Gretel.
He said, I'm more than your wife. I'm your sister. Hansel flinched and reached for the door handle. I knew he would not leave this place. He would relent and choose to be inside me like he had many nights before. If not, I would fillet his meaty forearm.
All right, the last scene. So I'm cutting straight to the end here, almost right away at the, like, after everything. So after it's cost him everything, he's finally about to just unalive himself to end the wish. And he's going to start with the gun that he snuck somehow into the bathroom, but he fails. And personal subject matter here. I am not sure if I could relate to that. I think if it was me, I would have just done it. Although I maybe would have just done it earlier. Well, also, I would not have put the real Nikki, knowing that there was some deeper magic, darker magic here. That, you know, like how we know that she was like fighting to gain control of herself. So, well, first off, I would not have even gone this far that long, or I would have just told her straight up. But, so we're here. So he fails at that. And then so he downs a bottle of that oxycodone. Why did it say do not eat though, either? But not only that, he will also fail again because he tries to puke it up. Although we hear the One Wish Willow music thing play, and he instantly wants to be in love with Nikki. So we don't know what she wished for, but it happened instantly because we heard the music in the wish break. And then he, like after some kissing, making out, he ends up choking to death because of the oxycodone of the pills that he took. And then before she could unalive herself from the loss, real Nikki like gains control. And I think this is kind of where like my plot holes are like coming into play here. I don't know, and it's not shown, I guess, that much, but I don't know. So let me just talk it out. So she snaps out of it, and she's like looking around. It probably looks weird on the camera. She's looking around, and then she starts crying, obviously, because she sees what's happened. I wonder if she was able to see everything that was happening, like kind of like where she was like in the passenger seat of her mind, or if she really didn't know what was going on. I'm thinking that first one though, because when she was able to snap out of it, during the few scenes that we've seen her, like when she's making out with him, she reacted instantly at the party when she regained control and hurt herself. That Ian refused to help her with, by the way. She instantly went for it. She didn't just like wake up to see what was going on, to like understand her situation where she was. She like instantly knew what to go for, what to do. So I don't know if that would make sense until the end of this movie either. So I think she had to know what was going on. So maybe just like the realization, maybe she's finally free. Maybe she realized it. Maybe that's what the reaction was. And if you're listening to it, because the camera is panning like upside down from like the carpet to the TV that's right side up now. And then the one song, that really old song, you could hear her say, "What did you do?" And it makes me wonder. I could see obsessed Nikki saying that, because he went to the bathroom. I don't know if she knew what he did, but he came out and then they started making out. I could see obsessed Nikki saying, "What did you do?" And at this point, I think real Nikki doesn't care. She just wants to be free from this curse or this magic, but not possession. She just wants to be free. I don't know if she would really, at this point, care. She tried to kill herself or unalive herself at one point in the movie, and then she tried to get Bear. It was like that kitchen scene before obsessed Nikki took control like super quick again. So at that point, I think she didn't care what would have happened. I think she just really wanted to be free. Maybe her best friend died, but he turned out to be a real jerk and a punk anyways. That it doesn't make sense to me why she would ask what he's done. And obsessed Nikki is like gone now, so she has like control again. So that's what I have. That's my thoughts. So my thoughts on the movie, my afterthoughts. It was a good, unique story, and the actress really sold it for me. I also don't know how it was later revealed she was like secretly hooking up with Ian. Well, not even secretly, just without Bear knowing, I don't know if she would really choose him out of anybody, Ian. But if she was choosing Ian over Bear, there was no way she would have chosen Bear. So it just makes me think like maybe she doesn't have enough respect for herself either. But she sold it for me. My favorite scene, like I said, was the party game episode. Also because I love game nights. So those scenes will like have an instant bias towards them. But would I see it again? I guess. Would I say it was like a 10 out of 10? See, I don't know. Like, it's really hard to say. Like, I don't want to give it a 10, but it wasn't like a low rating either. I just don't know if I would. I don't know if I would choose to watch it again, like by myself, to be like, hey, let's watch Obsession. I think it would have to be something where someone in my group wants to see it, and I'll see it that way. But it was really good story. It was somewhat of a different storyline, which was good because Holly Weird can't come out with original ideas these days. But you know, it's also funny because I guess Curry Baker is a YouTuber, so maybe one day I'll be a YouTuber or famous. No, just kidding. But it's not because of Hollywood executives. You know, this is unique ideas are coming from original people, so that's what we need more of to get good films. Even one of my friends who hates all of the recent Hollywood movies, he really liked this film. And everyone was telling me how good it was. I don't think it lived up to the hype, but I also didn't know what the trailer looked like either. But it wasn't a bad film. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't, oh my gosh, I have to watch it again. And yeah, so there we go. Hope that answers your questions. Thank you to my friend who also suggested I maybe do this video on that movie. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.